This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. Native American health advocates are weighing in on the legal battle over the Affordable Care Act. Maxine Spire reports if the federal law is removed, it could end significant gains for Indian health care.
If the Affordable Care Act is dismantled, that would also strip away laws that provide funding for Indian health care. The National Indian Health Board, along with nearly 500 tribes and tribal organizations, have filed a brief with the court that will soon be deciding whether to uphold a federal judge's December ruling that the Obama-era Health Care Act is unconstitutional. Devin Delro is the Director of Policy at the National Indian Health Board. He says that no matter what the court decides for the fate of the ACA, specific provisions for Native Americans within the Act need to be protected.
Those provisions are completely severable from the ACA, so they should remain intact and should not be struck down.
Delro says that protecting the Indian Healthcare Improvement Act, or ICHIA, is his group's main priority. ICHIA allows the Indian Health Service to be reimbursed by Medicare, Medicaid, and other third-party insurers. It's been around since 1976, but was permanently reauthorized in 2010 when it was embedded into the Affordable Care Act.
The loss of ICHIA and those other provisions would certainly have a really devastating impact.
It's an impact that would be felt by tribal and urban Indian health centers across the country and would strain an already chronically underfunded system. When Congress tried to repeal and replace the ACA back in 2017, Delro says the National Indian Health Board worked with legislators to make sure that every piece of new legislation introduced preserved ICHIA and other Indian-specific provisions.
Because members of Congress realize Indian health care is a bipartisan priority.
For now, while the Indian healthcare system and the ACA remain intertwined, advocates like Delro will have to wait to see how things unfold in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. For National Native News, I'm Maxine Spire.
A bill on missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls is making its way through the Arizona legislature. The bill commissions a first-of-its-kind study to show the causes and find solutions. KNAU's Ryan Heinches reports.
Authorities say existing data on missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls is sparse, and no comprehensive study has ever been done statewide or nationally. The Arizona bill aims to fill in the information gaps of why violence against Native women is up to 10 times higher than the national average. Democratic State Representative Jennifer Germain is its sponsor.
The fact that we are just now first starting to talk about it in 2019, I think, echoes the problem. This is something that has been happening in our country for centuries. Indigenous women have gone missing throughout the entire history of the United States.
Domestic violence, human trafficking, and sex trade are all contributing factors. Germain says another major hurdle is poor communication between tribal, county, municipal, and state law enforcement agencies. When the study is complete, a task force will recommend legislation and other measures. The Arizona bill was passed unanimously by the state House, and a vote in the full Senate is expected soon. If it becomes law, it would dovetail with an effort in the U.S. House led by New Mexico Congresswoman Deb Haaland to combat missing and murdered Indigenous women on a federal level. For National Native News, I'm Ryan Heinches in Flagstaff.
The Makah Nation in Washington state could land up to 2 gray whales over 10 years for ceremonial and subsistence purposes under a federal proposal announced last week. The tribe has long requested to resume the hunt, but has faced opposition, including from animal rights groups. The proposal does not allow the hunts to begin, but is a step closer. A judge is scheduled to review the proposal in August. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Support by the law offices of Sonosky, Chambers, Saxe, Miller, and Monkman, a national tribal rights law firm with offices in Washington, D.C., New Mexico, California, and Alaska, and online at www.sonosky.com.
My day one.
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 Day one. Telling inspiring stories of alcohol recovery. Recovery works. Hope starts here. Go to recoveralaska.org to learn more.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.